Hi there, folks. This is the first of our exhibition games for the Meek Informant. So we're going to be using Jigoku here to play a couple of games with the three core only decks. So this is a Crane with Dragon Splash uh, versus Eric's Dragon with Crab Splash. So you can see there's a little bit of uh, yeah, yeah, some taunting going on in the chat there, but we'll see how that plays out for him. I think I'm gonna go second here, and because the big thing you want to do against Dragon in particular is try to play out as many cards as you can early. So the first choice is what we're gonna put on our province, on our stronghold rather. Which are our provinces? So I basically got two options. I think entrenched position is pretty hard to break, especially on military, which he's going to have more skill in than I do. But night raid is a really good surprise and can screw people over if they all in swing. However, I think in this case I'm going to go with entrenched position because it's all about strength, and he's playing a deck. This dragon crab tends to have one big dude and swing in with you at that repeatedly with a million attachments on him and things like that. So I don't think Night Raid's going to get a ton of value even on the Stronghold. Otherwise, I've got Manicure Garden, Meditations on the Dow, and Shameful Display. So, not a hugely impactful province lineup compared to what you'll see when you get into some of the later expansions and everything. And Cautious Scout is great. Great, great, great here. Because Cautious Scout, his biggest thing that he has in his province row, one of these four, is Restoration of Balance, which says discard down to uh, Cloud the Mind I might be able to use. Discard down to 4 cards. So if I can use Cautious Scout to flip that, it's when it's revealed. So if I can use Cautious Scout on the attack, I can poke into his provinces and reveal them. And if it's attacking alone, then it's blank. Here, in terms of attachments, I think I am just going to drop that above question. It's a little too early for it. And I pulled away the crane. That is excellent. So what do we have here? Miramoto Raitsugu, that would be really bad if he played it. Miramoto Prodigy, not too bad. I'm not too worried about that. Favorable Ground and Doom Shugenja. So I'm hoping here that he plays the Doom Shugenja. Um, it's a lot of stats. That's difficult to deal with, but and he did. All right, so the question here is, normally I would not put more than one fate on the Cautious Scout. Um, for one thing, I only need to attack 3 provinces with him to know exactly where the Restoration of Balance is. Either I'll flip it with the Cautious Scout because I'm going to get 2 attacks out of him. I'm going to poke and then pull him back with the Faithful Ground and then poke again. Or I but my fear here is that he's going to play the Miramoto Raitsugu, and that will remove Fate from him. So if I put 2 on him, it's a big investment, but you know what we're going to do? We're going to do 1, and then we're going to play this Asahina Artisan. So the Asahina Artisan will let us break with the Scout if we swing into something. It'll give us a nice political boost, which hopefully he won't be too familiar with it, and he won't see it coming. And playing the Artisan will also let us cloud the mind his Raitsugu, which he does play Let Go, so that can be an issue. But we're just gonna have to cross our fingers and hope he didn't draw it. Sometimes you just gotta do that in this game. All right, so it doesn't look like we're gonna see the Raitsugu this turn, so I am not gonna play the Artisan because I want to pass first. I want to get that sweet passing fate. Bids, you almost always want to bid 5 with this deck. You need cards to break things with. Oh, and we got a great draw. That political rival is going to do a ton of work later in the game. The Bonsai lets us break on demand with the Cautious Scout, most likely. Yeah, yeah, this is good. It's a great draw. All right, we're in the draw phase. You notice I have draw phase actions turned on. we're going to do a little bit of a video talking about how to set up Jigoku, and you want to have draw phase actions on in general, just so you don't um, give away when you're going to do something weird in the draw phase. My opponent does have a Shugenja, so he could cloud my Cautious Scout if he has it. But he can wait. He can wait for after his first attack. He has passed his conflict opportunity and then passed, which means I get a free poke with Cautious Scout. That's excellent. So we are going to go on a Mill Water here. That's going to force him to defend with the Doom Shugenja or else get it bowed out. And we're actually going to see what's under right Sugu. Pilgrimage. Okay. So not great. Pilgrimage, it is blank, but my goal here is to pull the Cautious Scout out anyway. So it doesn't really do much for us. So he's defending with 3. He passes. I'm just going to pull out. So I get another poke here. Hopefully I can hit that resto. Yep. Okay, so he pulls out as well, and we are back to where we were. Whole lot of nothing happening except for favorable grounds going away. He's in the tank a bit, deciding whether he wants to attack, maybe. I'm not sure. I have nothing I want to do right here. If I were him, I would swing fire or something like that. Void's good too. Void out the Cautious Scout. Make me fight you. I would not swing political. He should swap that. So he's tripped meditations on the Tao. So I'm going to take the fate off of that. And then I'm going to choose no defenders and use box. He's bowed out. He does have 4 fate. So, yes, the crane box works once every game. And then your opponent says, I will never forget Crane Box again, and then they always do. It's the best part about playing Crane. So he's not going to win the Void Ring, which is good for me, so I can void out his guy with the Meditations on the Tao there. So now Void Ring does nothing for me, so this ring's going to bounce. So the only ring that really matters right now is probably Earth. So here's the thing, if I swing Earth, I basically give him the favor, which is too bad. But I kind of have to flop another province to see if I can see that restoration balance, and I still can't. That's frustrating. That's all right. Next time up, I get one last attack with the Cautious Scout, and that will tell me exactly where his province is. So I could play some cards here, like a Court Games and a Fan would make me be winning. Would get me to 3. Attackers win ties. So yeah, let's do that. I don't know if I want to play the Fan though. I've got 2, and Political Rival is about a fan's worth. The covert is just super powerful. So, yeah, we're gonna do it. See if we can't make him spend a fan on a Doom Shugenja. Guy who's just gonna die. We drew out a fan. All right, so I'm not gonna play 2 fans on this guy. That's enough chasing. But it's gonna give him the Imperial Favor, which is actually pretty bad. So just remember that last conflict with the Miramoto Prodigy. Um, if he's got the favor on political and I bow out his guy with my box or otherwise, he still has a character in the conflict, so it's still going to count as one skill from the Imperial favor. So that's kind of annoying. That's why I was kind of chasing the favor there to try to win that ring. But I did cost him a fan, and I still technically have mine, for whatever that's worth. So my scout's a 3/3. Not too shabby. And first attack, he's going to get to attack into that, which will hopefully be Meditations on the Tao. I'm going to keep that. Actually, I like this board. With the amount of fate I've got, I can pull out a three coster like my political rival for my second attack and still play out these guys and be pretty good. So I'm going to have 13 going into the next round. Look at how cheap this is. The artisan with 1. Let's try to draw out his assassinate. Not that the artisan's a ton of value, but it would be great to be able to cloud like the Agasha swordsmith or something like that. Okay, so Raitsugu's going to murder my cautious scout. That's okay. Yeah, I think we just pass here. I'm okay with this. Political rival is going to be our power character this turn. Political rival and a fan will break pilgrimage. Okay, so he did play another character. Both going to bid 5. I have a let go. That's pretty good. Let's slam that down on Raitsugu. I have a voice of honor for his let go, but he probably has one. So we're going to want to assassinate that Tagashi initiate. And yeah, I don't know what else we do here. Void Raitsugu. Do you think we need to start breaking? Okay, so we threw a reprieve on Raitsugu. I don't understand that. It's very early. Like, I mean, he has 4 fate on the guy, right? I am okay to go right to my next conflict. Just going to flip that one on that Imperial Storehouse. Maybe I go after the Swordsmith. Swordsmith is a great card, just a ton of reliable card draw. And that's very annoying. So Void is pretty low value here. I think I'm gonna go Fire. They're all kind of low value here. Let's go Water, actually. Water can bow him out, save my Assassinate for later. And, okay, so it's Shameful Display. So, we know that is Restoration of Balance. So we're just not going to attack it. And that is how you defuse Restoration of Balance. Because right now, that would discard 7 cards out of my hand. I'd be way behind on cards. It would just be terrible. So we haven't gotten into the main strategy of this deck yet, which is big dudes with big glory. We just really haven't seen one flop yet. The Brash Samurai is obviously good, but as a 2-cost, he's liable to be assassinated, and that's not great. But what we're really looking for is like Doji Challenger, Doji Hotaru, and it's not a big glory card, but Guest of Honor. Guest of Honor is just amazing. Okay, so he's going to win this ring here. What are we doing? We are throwing a fine katana on. Okay, so he is getting up above me in terms of skill, and then he's going to duel me and kill me, which is fine. So we're not going to win this. What we need to do, so he probably has a Mountain Does Not Fall in his hand. His deck runs 2. And that means that he will not bow as the defender, so he can swing back at me with this nice big Raitsugu. So I want to be able to limit him But I think we're okay, because what he's going to do here is kill the Cautious Scout, which I'm okay with his duel. He's probably going to box here to try to make sure that he doesn't need to bid a bunch of honor on it, but if he doesn't, we're going to bid 5. Ooh, he lets go the Cloud. Oh, that's right. Yeah, his duel was off because I clouded him. So we kind of saw that one coming because of the Fine Katana, to the point where I assumed he had it on already. So the question is, does he duel at 3 to 5? I don't know. I said I bid 5, but I'm not sure that you do. Okay, so now I definitely only bid 1. He's going to duel to kill the Cautious Scout, which I don't even think he needs to do, really. Um, there's no real reason to do this. It just uses his ability. I guess that's fun. Um, so I could play in this Steward of Law. But if I do that, Shameful Display is now active because my Cautious Scout is dead. He's going to honor that character up. So if I play in the Steward of Law and try to force shame, he can just choose Dishonor, and he's right back to where he is right now. My Steward of Law wouldn't be dishonored, but, still not great. So what we're going to do instead is honor my Asahina Artisan. So that's going to turn on my Voice of Honor again. So if he tries to play The Mountain Does Not Fall here, I can cancel it. And hope he only has 1. He is drawing for it. I'm going to deny him his second conflict if I can cancel it. So I'm going to play my Assassination to kill that 1-drop. Don't want him to be able to attack, and Assassination can only be played during a conflict. So if I can lock him out here, that'll be great, because my next attack I can swing Political Rival into that. Why is he playing all these cards? I don't understand. I'm just waiting for him to play Domitable Will. Yep, we are going to cancel that. So that would have prevented him from bowing. Ah, but he's got another one. Okay. So he doesn't bow. All right. We can deal with that. Because we have Steward for Shame, which will bow him. He's got basically nothing he can do about that unless he attacks in on political, which would actually be not bad. So let's see what he does. But remember, I can drop this guy with 2 fate and still drop a Political Rival, another one with 2 fate. So I could do just a ton of money expenditure and start breaking provinces here. And after that point, I'm going to be able to go around Right Sugu with my covert and just break a province a turn, which is going to be pretty good. I'm thinking I break Shameful because he is not going to have another character. Void kind of hurts here. It will kill that guy. This is going to be manicured, so that's going to get me some more fate. So first up, we're going to gain that fate. You'll notice I have the 1-click action turn on, confirmation turned on. Again, in the setup, I just think that's a good thing to do. So he is breaking, so he's going to pass. That seems like a good move. So we are going to see if he has an assassination. Going to play Steward of Law into the conflict. He says that, but I've got 3 in my hand. Way of the Dragons. That's going to allow him to replay his ability, but we've got a let go for it because we don't want him to be dueling us twice a turn. That sounds really bad. Yep. So that was 2 fate attachments. So he is out of fates. When I bow him with this 4 shame, he is done for the turn. And at that point, I send in the political rival. So 4 shame bows him. If you read the strategy write-up I have on the article on this deck, uh, it points out that when Steward of Law is in the conflict, you can't choose Dishonor. So you must choose Bow because you have to make a choice that affects the game state in some way. So that's always fun. So you know what? We're actually down to like 5 cards. When we play out this political rival, um, it might be a good time to flip the rest. No, you know what? We're not going to. Because if we can break Shameful now, when we know he doesn't have any characters he can play, um, then we can get ahead that way, basically. And we are going to go Fire Ring to secure more honored characters even harder. Crud. Yeah, that was a mistake. Um, that's okay. We can still win. We're just not going to use the political rival yet, so we'll save the fate for next turn. We're going to have 18, 19 going into next turn. That's pretty crazy. So we are going to go here, and we're going to throw a fan on that guy, and then we're going to call it a day. Court games would hurt here. Bring me down to 2. All right, so I am breaking Shameful. We are going to definitely discard Agasha Swordsmith. We will honor the Steward of Law again just to keep the maximum number of honor tokens out. It actually doesn't give me any buff because he has 0 glory. Probably could have put it on Raitsugu, but he has this reprieve. So the reason I would do that normally is to threaten Noble Sacrifice. But with the reprieve, unless I have another let go, just doesn't do anything. So, but our goal for the rest of this game is just to political rival around him and not have to deal with things. I actually like. I've got so much fate, it's actually probably worth it to keep the Mia Mystic. It's not even really going to feel all that bad. Oh, that's pretty good. So we're going to dump Hotaru with just all the fate we can. Political rival to covert, but that favorable ground. That favorable ground is going to be annoying. But that's okay. We're going to try to double void him if he lets us. I would attack void here probably with Raitsugu. We'll see what he does. You know what would actually be really good is above question on Raitsugu. So if I put above question on Raitsugu, he can't use the Mountain Does Not Fall or Indomitable Will on him. So we've already seen 2 of the Indomitable Wills, but the Mountain could be pretty big. So if I put 4, that'll be 9. I'll be down to 10, which is still enough to do these 2. I can dupe Hotaru to get her up to 5 fate, which I think we are going to do. We just want her around for the rest of forever. And she's going to be double resolving stuff. Now the problem here is I'm going to... Yeah, I'm going to have to remove a fate from a character unless he plays somebody out. Yeah, all right. So I played into that. We're going to add fate to the duplicate here. Yeah, I played right into that. Oh well. He has 7 cards in hand to my 4. Do I need the Mia Mystic? Yeah, let's test. We're already above him in terms of character count, so Hotaru's losing one anyway. Um, we're gonna bid 5. Another assassinate. That is a dead card right now because I have no targets for it. I do have a Shigenja. I could recloud Raitsugu. Sorry, Raitsugu. And a let go if he tries to cloud Hotaru. Oh no, he doesn't have any Shigenja. Okay, so he can't cloud. Um, we're in the draw phase. We're gonna pass. So he's going to trigger the Secluded Temple, I'd imagine. I have to remove a fate from Hotaru, so that's actually kind of neat. It's going to wear my board down a bit. Not too fast because Hotaru has all the fate in the world, but yeah, not bad. And his only other option was a Mia Mystic, which I don't really have much here that he's worth going after. So we did draw another For Shame, so Steward of Law with For Shame is going to be real good on the defense here. So let's see what we get. Is he going to attack? Yep, he's going to go air. He wants that fate. Even it out a little bit, so it'll be 6 to 8 fate. I have my champion. Shameful Display and Night Raid. So he's going to hit Shameful. So defending with Hotaru here is an option. It would get her honored. It would lock her out. This is a military. He's a 2/2. Hmm. Yeah, I am honestly not sure how I defend this. I want to keep the steward around to send after Raitsugu. Because Raitsugu is the big, like, province crusher right now. So why don't we defend with that, actually? It will give us the win. He'll have to play some cards. And, yeah, not bad. We can just draw some cards out of him. We'll be good. We can still Shameful Display. So even though the honor portion will fizzle, it won't be able to honor the Asahina Artisan. We can dishonor the Enlightened Warrior, reducing his skill by 1. Not huge, but it's worthwhile. That Enlightened Warrior is going absolutely nowhere forever, though. So he's up to 4. So if I dishonor him, he is even. So I'm going to bonsai. Let's make him work for it. I really don't care too much about this ring, to be honest. I just don't want this province to break at all. We're not going to lose honor for no effect. So he bonsai's back. Ooh, he sends it home. Interesting. Okay. So he keeps both of his dudes. That's not terrible. We are going to pick a province to break, I think. Where are we? We go with Hotaru. So let's see. We cloud Raitsugu. Okay. Kitsuki's method. Okay, so I can't bow him on a political. Fine. Oh, I shouldn't have passed there. Oops. Well, we're going to send these two on. Actually, if we send him, he's going to get dueled to death, isn't he? That's annoying. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then if he boxes, he gets to 10. So, for shame with that, gets him to 9. I can win the ring. But I don't think, well, I can let go one of those, but I really want to save that for reprieve. Okay, So we are going to make him sweat a little bit. So we're going to go into Manicured because it's the only safe one. Pilgrimage is going to be hard to break, and we really want the ring effect. So Hotaru is going to go in here. So we're probably going to bonsai here. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense off the face value. Oh, interesting. He's only defending with the Enlightened Warrior. Okay. So I'm not, I mean, I'm winning. Interesting. All right, I'm going to pass. I'm just going to take the ring value here. Double Void Right Sugu. I can let go the Reprieve. Ooh, Court Games hurts though. Yeah, yep, he's going to dishonor me. Uh, yep, so let's do this. Into the conflict. Because we still have this for our defense against Raitsugu, so we don't really care there. We're winning again. Hooray. Really wish I'd gone firing. Getting her double honored when she's dishonored right now would be great. And we can get rid of his... Okay, so he's going to take another action. He's going to play Kazuai, I bet. Interesting. We are going to blow up Kazuai because he's otherwise going to start pulling fate off these people. I think he didn't play the Daimyo's favor right. I was talking to him a little bit before the game, and he was talking about using Daimyo's favor to reduce the cost of attachments like Kazue, the really big ones. Doesn't look like he did it. No, it is a separate action. Okay, so he's going to manual back up to 3, and that's fine by me. You know, it's a friendly game, so. So the question is, do we want to kill the Enlightened Warrior or double Void Right Sugu? Yeah, this is not a card that the typical dragon player plays with a lot. Daimyo's favor nowadays. Most of their attachments are 0 or 1 fate, and it's just not worth it for that. So what are we going to do here? He is mountaining, so this is going to be pretty bad for me. Whatever he swings at, basically, he's going to be able to break. It's not great. So I think I don't even defend with the Steward of Law. I think I attack with the Steward and break with my Bonsai. I'm just going to have to give up a break on his swing. Yep. So the mountain is probably his last thing. He's gaining fate. Yeah, he's doing all the cleanup actions here. So we are going to hit Raitsugu twice, I think. Yeah, I like stripping a bunch of fate off Raitsugu, even though that really stunk to have to play it that way. Yep, Doji Hotaru allows you, when you win the ring as an attacker, to resolve the ring twice in a row. So I just double void the Raitsugu. So at the end of this turn, and going into the next one, He's going to have two characters with no fate on them because I'm not going to go after this Earth Ring because I want to deny him that fate for the Enlightened Warrior. And heck, he's probably going to go after it for on me. Um, so yeah, two characters with no fate, and that means when I swing in with the Water Ring and her and two political rivals, right? I can avoid those guys with my double covert, swing water, break Manicure Garden finally, and yeah, should be able to bow them both out. And then he's going to buy something next turn, I'd imagine. Going into it with 10 fate, he's probably going to buy something. All right, so this presents an interesting opportunity. I'm going to freak him out. Um, hmm. I don't think I defend here, because if I defend with the Steward, he duels me and I die. So that's not great. Um, he's got two, so he can't unbow with Indomitable Will. See, I'm good just passing here. He has six. He could play into, which I could bow. Okay. So what I'm talking about there is he could, uh, on his next attack, um, he could play in a Tattooed Wanderer, which has two military. So I'm going to be attacking military with this guy. So it'll be 1, 2. And then the Bonsai will be another 4, get me to 6 total. Which I can bow that with Force Shame or assassinate it. So I don't know. I'm probably going to go after the Manicure Garden though. I'm not sure. I'm just going to pass here. I could Force Shame to honor and dishonor, but I don't actually want him getting any honor tokens. It's just not good for me because it makes my voice that much harder to turn on. So we're not going to do it. He's claimed 1, I've claimed 2, so I'm guaranteed to get the favor at the end of this round, or at least keep it. He has no conflict characters with Glory. So we are going to swing. Ugh, I have to. Yep, I think that's what we're going to do. We'll do that. We are going to Bonsai. He takes Fate, puts it on the Enlightened Warrior, which is too bad. But yeah. Yeah, and that's the other thing. He was winning the Fire Ring there. So he could have just undone the Dishonor. Um, so there's really no net gain to firing it. He has double Reprieve. Okay. He really does not want Raitsugu dying. Uh, I think he's just clearing him from his hand before the Earth Ring hits. Um, so now I'm up to 6. That discourages him from playing the one honor loss there. Might seem kind of unnecessary, but it discourages him from playing a Tattooed Wanderer because I would still be winning. He'd have to play more cards into the conflict. Yep, we are going to discard the face down card and we will draw and discard. And that's a Voice of Honor, which is going to be off because these guys are leaving the board next turn and he's going to have one honored dude. We will keep it military. I like the ability there to do that, to swing with more than I should. We're definitely keeping the Brash Samurai because I'm going to need an honor token. And we're going to hope we draw a Court Games finally. So we're going to covert around Raitsugu, hope he doesn't flop a favorable ground, and then we should be able to bow him out with the Water Ring. And then if he plays someone without fate on them, we can bow them out with the Water Ring. Now the only question here is, can we dump enough of our hand that we are okay hitting Restoration Balance this turn? Let's find out. I should have played the Cloud the Mind on Raitsugu there. Oh well. Actually, I should have clouded him before I went in, because then I'd still have my double water. Yeah, That was a misplay. If I'd clouded this guy, he'd have no fate on him, so I could double water. Ah, and we have a favorable ground, so that's a problem. Because he's going to be able to bring in right Sugu, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I only have 6 political showing. That's too bad. But this guest of honor is not that great. Oh, he got nothing for flops. Tagashi Initiate and just a bunch of junk. Can go around the right Sugu, but he can move it in with favorable. I don't know. I think we just go cheap here. Just some nice cheap stats and an honor token. So whenever this guy leaves play, whenever that finally happens. So now my Cloud is super dead. Even if I had a Shugenja, this Mia Mystic says you can't play Cloud. And I can't play my above question either. He's going to play out another guy, so I don't have to lose anything to Sclutatron, so that's neat. We're just going to keep bidding 5. We are just, yeah. I have another Steward for shame. That's good. 2 voices, a noble sack. Noble sack. So I could turn on Voice of Honor here pretty easily. In the draw phase, we are going to draw a card off our Imperial Storehouse. Double for shame. So I could bow right Sugu with Steward for shame for shame. Interesting. Assassinate could kill the Mia Mystic if I need to. Don't think I need to, though. So I'm first player. I need to figure out what I'm doing with this first attack. We could poke. I don't want to go into his restoration balance. See, I should have done it when I was down to 4 cards. Even if I was going to break it, it would give me a safe province to farm, which is something I can hit repeatedly for ring value. Here, I need to break or bust, which is annoying. So, I think we do go water though, because we can get a double bow. We can covert out and make him use the favorable ground. Like there are benefits to that line of play. Gets us a fate, which gets us up to 10, which I could drop if he plays something. Well, I screwed up by passing. Oh, awesome. He passed. All right, so that gives us the opportunity to double covert, which means we can guarantee, I think, a break because we covert out these 2. Which is the most skill he can muster, right? We are going to drop that with, we can afford 3. So we're going to go up to 4, and then this will be 2. We're going to pass as well, and we're going to initiate a political water with these 3 going right at the pilgrimage, and we are going to keep those 2 out. So he has to choose which of these 2 he wants to bring in. With the favorable ground, I would choose the right Sugu, because if you don't, I'm going to bow him. If he brings in the Enlightened Warrior, then I'm going to force shame you, because at this point we are just onto racing provinces, and I'm up by 1. So, and then I can swing back with like my Brash Samurai and Bonsai and Fine Katana, or heck, even the Steward of Law. Worked pretty well last turn. So on his stronghold, there's an Earth province. He defends with the Mia Mystic. All right. Oh, Enlightened Warrior gets more buffed. All right. I'm okay with that. Yeah, Noble Sacrifice is going to be hard to use. So he moves in right Sugu. No surprise there. So those are the 2 that I could have watered. So that's pretty good play. Man, I'm wishing I had hit that guy with the Cloud the Mind. Feels weird to say, but so I'll need to double for shame right Sugu. Because I need to break this or I don't get, well, the ring effect does nothing. So I'm going for a break just to break. It's not the worst thing in the world, but I have 2 fans in discard? Yes, okay. Right, because one went on the Artisan, one went on Cautious Scout. So I bet he has a, I bet he has a Mountain Does Not Fall in his hand, and I can't do too much about it except for double for shame him. But do I want to do that, or do I want to hold that back for another swing? Well, I'm actually kind of benefited by playing cards here because if I can get down to 5 or 6 cards and be able to swing into this safely, ditch cards that I realistically can't afford to play, like Cloud the Mind, I'm probably not going to be able to play. That one's going to be hard to play. Oh, he assassinates. Interesting. So now he's down to 5 honor. I'm okay with that. Raitsuku's not going anywhere because of that reprieve, so he's not going to gain honor there. He probably swings air back at me, but okay. Um, hmm. No, I don't see a reason to. There's really no reason to use the box here. Right? Because winning by 4, right, unless I break this pilgrimage, I can't do anything. So he's gonna, yeah, 6 versus 0, Doji Hotaru, that's gonna be a 1. She just loses a fate, that's fine. Um, she still technically lasts longer than Raitsugu does. He's winning. I'm not gonna get the water ring effect. Yeah, I just pass here. There's no reason to force shame Raitsugu here, unless he. No, we're gonna pass because the ring effects are negated by pilgrimage, even though she would. Uh, and there's no targets. I mean, everything's bowed out. Doesn't really matter, right? So her being dishonored really hurts us, though. We're gonna try to kill this guy with a. If he lets us, if we can win a fire ring with him, he can't play an assassinate, right? So I'm good there. I don't need to worry about assassinate. If I can win a fire ring and kill that enlightened warrior, that's a pretty big tower off the field. He's asking when I bowed his mystic. Uh, hmm, maybe he didn't know that it was in the fight. All right. Oh, he just forgot that that's what happens when you're in fights and stuff. Yeah, people do bow at the end of them. Harsh lessons. Oh, and worth noting with Raitsugu, so he initiates a military duel, and political rival, because it has a dash military, cannot be the target of military duels. So that actually probably would have been a better choice because he's gone through, I think, 2 favorable grounds now. All 3 of his favorable grounds are gone. So my covert is super, super powerful now. I can just go around his people. And I've got 2 on the board. And in my last 14 cards, I have another 2 sources. I have 2 Togashi initiates. So he makes the good choice here. Military air. That is a great choice because otherwise I'm going to be getting pretty close to dishonoring him. Um, so he's going at meditations. Uh, that's fine. I'm not going to defend this. I'm going to hit him there. So I have a military attack left with my brash samurai. Uh, I can I can win this for sure. The question is whether I can win it by enough to break, and I can because I can assassinate that guy. And I'm gonna use the brash, dishonor him, and noble sack. It looks bad because the brash still has a fate on him, um, but uh, yeah, it's a trade up because I'm getting rid of all these attached. Well, Kitsuki's method is going back to his hand, but yeah. So now we're even on breaks. It's not a place I like to be, but remember, my covert is actually going to start working, so I can start using it against Retsugu. Just keep him out of fights. So every time I swing, I should be able to break because his two towers are going to be gone. His hand size is down. And yeah, I should be able to hopefully start making some value here. So he has a Shugenja. He could cloud my Brash Samurai. Even if he does, so he could get up to 5. I could get up to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 with my Brash Samurai. I need to win this. Um, so we're going to do a Mill Fire. Void has the same effect, doesn't it? And lets me keep the Brash. I can kill that guy at the end of the turn. Yeah. And then next turn, I can go for Fire, and he'll have only one reprieve. I can let go the other one, and, well, I'd have to dishonor him twice, but I can do that. Thanks, Hotaru. Get him to dishonored, from honored down to dishonored, and then noble sack him. That's the plan. We'll see what he flops, but yeah, I think that'll work. Really need to draw court games or a Way of the Crane or something like that. I think I've only seen one honor source in this game. Oh, two. Two. Okay. 2 out of my 6, so that's not too bad. Only a little over a third of the way through the deck, so makes sense. He's passing. I need to honor my character, and then I think I might throw a sword on him. Sword gets me to breaking, which will get me ring effect, which will let me kill that enlightened warrior. Okay, so he kills the Mia Mystic. So that's not too bad, actually. Um, hmm. If we trade bonsais, I can then assassinate. Uh, yeah, so let's bonsai without the kicker, just because I don't want to go that low. So that 2, right? It's breaking. That forces him to counter bonsai, and then I assassinate. He's confused. He thought I would double bonsai there. So he can actually. So, question here is he going to double bonsai? I kind of want him to. Yeah, all right. So he did. So it's only going to be 5 to 6. So that's not too bad in terms of honor, right? Because I am just going to murder this guy. He's going to get the Kitsuki's method back, but okay, whatever. Uh, and my only issue is if he drops in a tattooed wanderer, because I didn't double bonsai, which I probably again should have. He's right there. Um, if he drops that in, then I'm not breaking, so I don't get the ring effect, which is going to be really bad if that guy sticks. So this kind of sucks. I'm winning the conflict. I'm getting the ring. I'm getting the favor. Because I didn't double bonsai there. Uh, I'm not breaking this province, and that means he gets to stick around for another turn. That's too bad. Um, yeah, so that was me trying to conserve my resources a little bit too much. What are we doing here? Ancestral Daisho? Okay, I don't understand that, but yep, realizing that he did not need to do that. Oh, he wasn't counting the +1 from the secluded temple. Yep, that will do it. We're gonna pass. So he's actually got a pretty effective board out here. I'm a little worried. I think we're kind of starting to slow down. We this deck does run out of gas eventually, and that's kind of the point that we're getting to. I think I'm going to go political because I need to break Pilgrimage this turn. Uh, his Enlightened Warrior is going away. I can make his hmm, man. This is actually going to be a hard turn to play. Let's see how it works out. I think I can kill Right Sugu and the Enlightened Warrior in the same turn. But really what I need is like Doji Challenger or something like that to spend some fate on. I didn't quite get it. The Storyteller turns my Cloud Mine back on, which would be nice. It would help me kill the Enlightened Warrior. How many let goes has he used? One. So he probably has a let go. I mean, we're both down to like 15 cards in the conflict deck. Oh, so he is not playing the Kitsuki Investigator. Kitsuki Investigator really hoses this deck. Spend one fate to an unclaimed ring, which sets up his Enlightened Warrior even better. So spend one fate to an unclaimed ring and look at your opponent's hand and discard one of those cards. Just awful. I mean, you can just look through my hand and see everything I'm going to do that turn. It's the worst. Um, I'm going to play the Storyteller with 2. I want him to stick around. Um, here's hoping you don't run 3 Assassinates. Ah, right. He's going to be able to bow some people with this guy. Unless I keep him out of the fight, which I think I'm going to do. I'm just going to keep him out. We are going to bid. Oh, jeez. Huh. I think we're going to bid 3 here. Yep. Okay. Good call. All right. I have more people than him, don't I? 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. So Secluded Temple is going to go off again. Then getting some insane value here. Whatever he does, we're probably going to defend with Brash Samurai. We drew a court games finally, so we can get Hotaru out of her sad, sad state. I don't know. I think we actually honor the Storyteller to turn on our Voice of Honor. That Kitsuki's method is going nowhere. These characters just do not want to leave. So Raitsuku's going to die because I'm going to let go that Reprieve. He's going to die just because he's leaving the board. So I don't need to set up a Noble Sack except against this Neaten Adept, who is going to be really annoying because he's going to bow out one of my characters without attachments. So I can protect, like, the Storyteller, I guess. It's annoying. But I am going to have triple covert, actually, because I can use that to covert with. Mild misplay. I'm not sure why. It's all down to timing. Okay, we're gonna pass. See what he does. Ornate fan onto a tattooed wanderer. Wow. All right. So this is what Dragon does. They have all the attachments in the world, and they just swing the most insane huge numbers at you forever. We need to choose a character to lose a fate from them. We'll do the Storyteller. We actually get some value when he leaves play because we can draw cards. Not great, but It is what it is. So our goal here is to get and keep Hotaru honored for our swing against his stronghold, which is probably ancestral lands. We kind of hope he swings in here, but I doubt he's going to. Manicure Garden, I mean, an additional fate isn't a huge deal at this stage of the game. So I bet he's not going to swing in there. So, oof, yeah, my political rival is vulnerable to a water ring here. He's going to go mill water and really hose me. So my political rival is going to get bowed out. I probably defend with the Brash Samurai because why not? Although not defending with the Brash Samurai is also an option. If I don't defend with him, then I have options, right? Because it forces him to choose if he's going to if he's going to hit the Brash or the political rival. I think there's a right choice there, but it at least does give me some threat when I go in on. Oh wow, huh? So that Neaton Adept, I don't need to worry about. I was all worried about he was going to bow out my people, but now I don't. I don't need to now. So I'm going to throw this Tagash, Tattooed Wanderer, on Storyteller, I think. And no, it doesn't. It doesn't even matter. I'm done. I'm going to gain a fate. Um, we're going to cloud him before we go in and see if he lets it go. Um, he probably has enough to break my stronghold here, doesn't he? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Which means I would need to defend with one of these guys. Oh, that is dastardly. That's a real problem. So I'm going to have to defend with the political rival, which means he can bring him in. I can double force shame him because he's a courtier. So I'm going to have to keep this political rival around and a let go for if he has a tattooed wanderer. Yeah, this is pretty rough. Yep. All right, so he breaks Manicure Gardens. It's not great. I'm starting to get pretty low on honor, and I haven't had a chance to honor people up here. So I'm going to need to swing with these two, and only those two, which really stinks. He bowed the Brash Samurai. That's a huge misplay. He should have bowed that guy. For sure. All right, so we're going to throw a Tattooed Wanderer onto that guy. So now we have double covert, so we can swing unopposed. Oh my god, that's amazing. So our goal for this round is number one, don't die, which that's what this guy is going to do for us, this political rival. And number two, get Hotaru honored. So our next thing, and kill his whole board, except for that guy. Neat and adept sticking, it's fine. We want to cloud that guy if we can. He passes. Excellent. So that clears us to go for the fire ring with her, with basically these three. We're going to double covert. Political fire. Right there. We covert those two. Right? So we're winning. We have plenty of strength, and we are going to double honor Hotaru. So we have 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 swinging at his stronghold next turn. The only thing that really stinks is he's going to be able to void here, isn't he? So we're going to maximize our value. We are going to honor friendly character here while we can. And we're going to hit Hotaru. So, because then Hotaru and Storyteller will be honored, and both are going to represent about the same total skill. So it's not too bad. Um, oh, he court games as me. I'm going to choose to dishonor that guy. Oh, instantly regrets. Yeah, this is Eric's pretty good about rolling with some occasional misplays. So, man, this is a long one. All right, we're gonna pass. Yeah, we are gonna discard that secluded temple. Man, he has gotten just all of the value out of that. So, I think we honor two here, because I could dishonor and then. Mm, no, you know what? I think I'm gonna get the opportunity to dishonor this guy with for shame and then kill him anyway. When I'm defending with my political rival, and that will let me hopefully claim the Void Ring, which is going to be really big. So we're going to honor her, and then we're going to trigger her ability and honor him. So that turns on our voices, so we can cancel events if we need to, um, and we are going to. We are going to be on his stronghold on the next one. We are going to have two coverts. Um, I mean, this is just working out pretty well. The only downside is we don't get to use our military attack this turn, but we accomplished everything we needed to, which was just we're onto a stronghold. We finally broke that damn pilgrimage. So, yeah, that's good. That's good. I think we're in a good spot. He's doing a political void. I defend with my dude here. We are gonna for shame that enlightened warrior. So, what do you want to do here? Do you pow? In which case you're definitely not winning this conflict, right? Or do you dishonor? He dishonors. If he has a court games here, I'm going to cancel it, and then I'm going to kill his guy. Although, if he passes, I think I just stop. No, he's going to box. Yep. And he gave it to the Tattooed Wanderer. Interesting. So he knows he needs to win this. Do I try to hang on to the Noble Sack? I don't. So the question is, am I trying to hang on to Noble Sacrifice here um, for next turn? I don't think I'm going to get any value out of it next turn, though. The setups where I could dishonor somebody on his side and honor someone I'm okay with killing on my side. I mean, right now this guy's 6, she's 9. I mean, there's just nothing else there that I want to dishonor or I want to sacrifice. So I think I take the value where I can get it, and I drew into a Way of the Crane. That's amazing too. So that means that I can play my Asami and be doing pretty well here. Wasn't aware that was in core. Yep. Yeah. Court card. Great, great little card. Yeah, it's a lot of fun to play. He's passing, so I'm going to win the ring, and that will win me the favor as well. So, in the post-conflict phase here, yeah, I bet you did. We are trying to kill his Raitsugu as well. Let go of the reprieve and see if we can't get rid of him. If he has another one, he's got it, you know. It's going to happen. Oh, doesn't sound like he does. Oh, nice. All right, so that's excellent. Okay, so these two guys are going to clear out. He's going to have one Kitsuki's method from the guy I killed back in his hand, but I am okay with that. We're going to throw that on political, and right, Suga leaves, he leaves. I'm down to 4 honor, so I can't really bid, which is too bad, but I've got 2 cancels online. I'm going to use those, and yeah, I think I go probably air. So even if I lose, I can double resolve. No, we are definitely going to keep her. She's another 5 political and an air ring. Oh, man. Yeah, we'll throw one on her. 2 Yokunis and a Niton Master, which I can go just entirely around. I'll throw a dupe onto Asami. Get her 2 fate. Can't hurt. I'd be really screwed if I were not going first. So the water ring would be just horrendous against my current board. And we have the option to pull somebody out if we get too deep into this. So, yep. Actually, I think we play this. The reason we're going to play it is because we don't want him clouding one of my coverts or something like that, or playing a Tattooed Wanderer himself to negate covert, because you can't target. So this one has a good example of covert keyword text. So I have to choose another character without covert to target, and I don't think I need the other fate. I'm gonna bid 2 here. I'm okay with 2. Ooh, he gave me a bunch of honor. All right, so I no longer care about that ring. We're just going Earth. Earth has the most fate on it. Fate is good. We're gonna weigh the Crane Asami. Yeah, that reprieve was huge. We got another attachment. So this guy bows people without attachments, and I can actually use this to blow up his attachment. So, how many have we played here? 1, 2, 3. So 3 fans. Oh, we have a Cloud the Mind on Kakita Asami. Okay. I Oh, because he's so low on honor. Yep. Yeah, it is looking pretty bad. So that means that we don't have to put an attachment on Asami to protect her from Nitin Adept. He's trying to let go of the Tattooed Wanderer. We're going to say no to that. We're just looking to use cards right now. We have a double air coming up. This is going to look dumb. But it protects him from the Nitin Adept, and actually I think these 2 are our coverts. He's still trying to get rid of my covert. He is now out of let goes. I have 2 to get rid of his own covert. Yeah. So, think we are getting to the end here. He's hunting for... Ah, he got a Cloud the Mind. All right. So what are we going to cloud here? Because I'm just going to let it go immediately. I believe that's his last cloud, right? Because we have one here, one on the board, and one in his hand. He attaches the cloud to Hotaru, and I'm gonna let that go. So I'm gonna swing Hotaru on I'm gonna swing everything on a political air. So that's gonna threaten two different types of win. I can break the stronghold with just, I have a ton of political numbers here, and I can also um, win by double resolving the air ring and getting him to 0. He plays a Tattooed Wanderer. We will use my Shigenja here. Oh, this is during the conflict phase. That's why it wouldn't let me work. That's too funny. Yeah, I've never seen that. All my guys do have attachments though, and he's out of let goes, so he can't actually use his Neaten Adept for anything. But just to crush his spirits, we are gonna pass through here. He's playing out attachments and stuff. We're gonna blow that up. Like I said, just to crush some spirits. So we're gonna be coverting out these two now. This guy has literally nothing we fear. He's out of let goes. He's out of ways to get rid of attachments, and all our guys have them. So that's why we played this fine katana here. He's now immune. We are going to go a political air, covert you two, and swing at the stronghold with 26. Oh my god. That was legitimately unexpected. Wow. Wow. I'm still probably going to break his stronghold here just on military strength, but my goodness, I did not see that one coming. Wow. Yeah, that was a big surprise. Um, so I have to win this conflict, or else he's going to be able to break my stronghold, I think. Although no, I can pull out Hotaru and throw her into the next conflict. That'll probably prevent a break, but uh, then I'm going to be way behind on board. So it's not a great place to be. I'll have him down to 1 honor, but yeah. Huh. Oh, I think he's realizing though that he still can't win. I just have. Oh, yep, yep. He plays a fine katana. I'm gonna play above question on his guy so he can't bonsai him. So above question blocks the character from being chosen as a target of the opponent's events. So if I play it on opponent's characters, he can't bonsai. Yeah, yeah, he was counting on that. Yep, that's the UG. So I am still breaking by 1 measly point. He is out of fate, so we can't play a Tattooed Wanderer. I think I win. Well, 2 points. I'm breaking by 2 points. Whew. Man, that was about as close a game as you're going to see. Daimyo's favor. Ah, he's going to be able to play something that'll get him to 8, which I have to get to 6 up. So 7 is 6 up. He will then have, he bows it. He's going to play an Ancestral Daisho from his hand. And then I'm going to for shame him, which will give him -1, which means I'm winning. and it's breaking. Yeah, that above question was really well timed, I think. I probably should have done that. Oh, that's as close a game as you're gonna see. Yep, good game. So yeah, you really saw the deck kind of come together at the end there. We struggled to do what our game plan is early in the game because we just didn't see the bigger, higher glory characters, and we didn't see our honor effects until late in the game. But when they showed up, they were absolutely huge. So you saw I was just able to throw out all of this political stats with you know, it's basically just a tower deck, but you don't need attachments. You need honor tokens. And then you manipulate them for other things, right? So I used them for a little bit of card draw. I used them to set up Noble Sacrifice. I used them for those Voice of Honors. Those you saw were pretty clutch, right? You could, I kept my Tattooed Wanderer around, all that kind of stuff. So, all that was super important was yeah getting big people out with lots and lots of stats. You also saw the kind of sub theme of covert. Now it is difficult to play around those favorable grounds. But once we got rid of those, you really started to see it come online where I could just tell him, no, your big guys can't come in. Your cool effects aren't going to affect me because I'm just not going to deal with it. The other thing that you saw here is because this is a tempo deck, you want to be trading. Um, you want to avoid as many of his attacks as you can. You're going to lose a lot of provinces that way. You're going to lose a lot of honor that way. He saw me get pretty low in terms of my total honor, but so long as you can stay ahead in the race, you're okay. You saw I stalled out on pilgrimage, and I actually would have been okay if it was anything but pilgrimage, even if I kept not breaking it. Um, but Pilgrimage, because it cancels the ring effect, made it really difficult to get that incremental value that makes it easier to win the game over the long term. Things like that double water ring that I missed, right, which would have bowed out two guys, would have been really good. Um, the double, I think there was a double fire ring in there that I missed because of pilgrimage. I didn't break. Um, yeah, that's all huge. So anyway, yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. This is gone on way too long, so I'm going to stop recording. But yeah, I'm going to edit this down and yeah, we'll get it up. All right, folks, have a good night, and yeah, we'll see you on the podcast.